women in social media is really not the media itself, it's what we choose to consume, right? So for men, a lot of times they consume content that is about leveling up to some extent, how to get more money, how to look better, how to attract more women, whatever. For women, oftentimes it is just content that validates you're perfect the way that you are. Everything about women is great. You don't have to change for any man. You can just keep being yourself and somebody's going to come into your life and fall in love with you just as you are. That's the issue, because then we're not growing. We're not challenging ourselves. We're not becoming better people. We're not becoming better women. And the women that do try and make content like that, y'all reject them like hell because you think that they're talking bad about you, when in reality, they're just asking you to do better, step up, become a better version of yourself, so that way you can actually get the things that you want. But y'all just want to believe that you can stay the same and get the things you want. And that doesn't make any sense. So if we collectively as women change the type of content that we consume, I think that it could help us grow. But, the girls just want to hear about what's on sale and clothes and makeup and shoes and hair and blah, 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 blah. Because
Well put, well put. Welcome to another reaction video. It's a broski Chloe Bang, and now we're gonna be focusing on this topic that I've had an issue with social media, and I realized that sometimes it's not even about social media. It's about the type of content that you know you choose to consume. As she said, we realize that in today's time, most content that women consume, it's there to validate their feelings, it's there to actually make them feel good, but it's not really as constructive as it is. You hear the story times, they are there just to make another girl feel good. But when it comes to teaching accountability and calling each other out, women lack in that state, in that category. And this is why I'm making this video, because this lady highlighted that very well. If you like my content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's your broski Chloe Banger. Don't miss out, don't miss out. If you're watching this on YouTube Shorts, make sure you subscribe to the channel for the full videos. Hello. Let's just jump into another one real quick before even saying much.
The way this Lebu and Tabang thing had me worried.
Women keep other women delusional, and I'm going to give you a perfect example of this.
What you're about to hear is the psychology of why women keep other women delusional. She's describing what a lot of women think is support and upliftment, but in reality, it's enabling. So in this video, I'm breaking down why women do this, the psychology behind it, and why it feels like sisterhood when it's actually sabotage.
So I was scrolling on my Facebook page and I came across a post that said, "Sis, don't worry about it. There's a man out here that will do this and this and this. There's a man that'll XYZ. There's a man out here that'll do this. There's a man out here that'll do this. This invisible man."
When women hype each other up in this way, they're not giving clarity. They're giving coping. It's emotion-focused coping, not reality-based analysis. It's not meant to solve anything. It's meant to numb it. These women aren't uplifting women. They're enabling them. They use comfort as a coping mechanism, group delusion as bonding, and imaginary men as emotional painkillers. It feels like sisterhood, but psychologically, it's avoidance, ego protection, and low-key dehumanizing to the men she's turning into fantasy objects. The core mechanism here is avoidance of accountability. Because if the perfect man is always out there, then there's no need for women to ask, why do I choose the men I choose? Why do I ignore red flags? Why do I confuse desire with compatibility? Why do I think love is owed to me? This "he's out there somewhere" narrative removes the need for self-reflection. It's psychological escapism masquerading as empowerment.
But the one thing that women leave out of that conversation, and they don't have the foresight to see and understand, is that just because you desire this man doesn't mean that he desires you.
When women encourage each other in these ways, they never include the part where the imaginary man might not want them back. The psychological term for this is unrequited idealization. It's when someone projects desire onto an imagined or idealized person without accounting for that person's agency, preferences, or autonomy.
Before we even go further, man, like women have these conversations like, if the right man is there for you, he's gonna find you, you know. At the end of the day, they don't account for what a man needs. Like they're saying, like it's not really constructive in a sense of, you know, they have this perfect image of a guy, but when it comes to when guys actually speak their voice and what guys want, they call it hate, they call it downplaying the woman's character. But at the end of the day, when they speak, when women speak, most women speak in a sense of they expect this and they want it and it's out there, but the real world doesn't work like that. And when they get rejected or called out for their actions, or when men walk away, it hits different, and they're like, oh, men have a problem. But here she is highlighting the fact that y'all never ever call each other out or teach each other out for when it comes to accountability. And the women who come out to actually do that, you actually bash them, or even, you know, side eye them a bit, or even call them pygmies in a sense. Yeah, y'all call them pygmy. Like, why would you call her pygmy just because she's trying to educate you? Because you expect that this type of person to be in your life, then better yourself. But women never do that. They say, show yourself love. For instance, in a matter of when a man works retail, he's working. When a female works in retail, she's a queen, she's taking care of business, you know, those type of things where you have to work in life, you have to work. There's no two ways about it, you know. You just have to work. Everyone has to work to find their way. But it's like different when a female works, you know. She's a queen, she's taking care of business. Same job. When the guy works the same job, they even call him broke. They say he can do better. They say, you know, they don't need a man who works 9 to 5 in retail or works in a fast food joint. But it's sort of like viewed different when it's on the other side, which always leaves me scratching my head like, what the hell? When's the, you know, because it's the same thing.
It's I want him, therefore he'll want me back. But nothing in reality supports this assumption. Another term underneath that is egocentric projection. That's when you project your own desires outward and assume they're mutual, because imagining the other side's perspective would threaten the fantasy. These coping mechanisms don't deal in reality, because if they did, we'd have to be talking about real men. And if we're
sorry about the video, the audio is so low on this clip, but we get the gist. I think I should turn down the background music, but because it's so low, I've tried like boosting it, but sorry about that. You get the context. If you can hear, raise the volume. I know I'm gonna be louder than the clip originally, but it's just this video, you know. I've tried actually like lifting it up a bit, but it's so weak.
talking about real men, we have to acknowledge that they have desires and preferences too. That's why this type of encouragement is misleading. It keeps women in a perpetual state of fantasy. They're clinging to a comfortable fallacy.
Women do not talk to one another in a way that gives them tools and resources and strategy to actually align with the desires of their heart. What they do is give each other empty compliments. Like, yeah, girl, it's a man out here to pay all your bills. Yeah, girl, it's a man out here to take care of you and your kids. But they totally negate the other half of that conversation, which is these men are looking for a certain particular thing in a woman. And if that is not you.
What she's describing here is how women give each other emotional pacifiers instead of actual strategy. Women aren't providing each other with tools, reality, or alignment, just comfort food for the ego. These compliments don't move a woman closer to the life that she wants. They move her deeper into the fantasy that she prefers. It's validation designed to soothe discomfort, not create change. You'll get the man you want. You deserve someone amazing. A good man will come and find you. None of this requires effort, reflection, or alignment on her part. It just feels good. That's why women pass these lines around like candy, because they're easily digestible. But it bypasses two realities at the same time. First, it avoids dealing with the men available in her actual life. It also avoids her patterns, her dating history, the traits she consistently chooses. And second, it avoids his standards. It never acknowledges that the men who can provide what she says she wants have preferences too. And if she doesn't meet them, that fantasy collapses.
True.
Women hype each other up with what they want for themselves. It's a shared fantasy. But the part that they avoid entirely is this. If you want a certain kind of man, you have to be the kind of woman that that man actually wants. These uplifting tactics, these performances of sisterhood, are actually detrimental to women's personal development. They damage her self-awareness, her social awareness, and her ability to ever obtain the life she says she.
Yeah, one thing I realized that level of self-awareness in most women, modern day women, and to be exact, modern day women, they have zero self-awareness. They speak all these things, they say all these things, and you wonder, like, well, in which world, like, where are you registering, which signal are you registering? Because you're not registering the type of signal I'm registering. Because you have to wake up and be real. What you expect from a person, can you pull that off by yourself? The moment you expect something from someone, can you pull that off for yourself, by yourself? They say, you can hear a woman say, oh, I make money, so I expect a nigga who makes money because I make money. So why do you expect someone who makes money if you make money? So you got your own money then. So why do you expect someone to have money? You see, so they even contradict themselves when they speak. Because if a man has money, he doesn't expect a female to have money. As a matter of fact, many guys go out of their way to put women on if they have money. But for women, it's something else. It's something different. Where she has money, she expects a guy who has money. And I'm like, what? But you have money. What do you need a guy who has money for? If you want a guy who's leveling up, who's moving like the boss, who's taking care of business, are you taking care of business? Are you that person in your own life? Why do you expect someone to come do something that you can't even do for yourself? That's crazy.
Wants. Because if the life she desires already exists in reality, but she can only acquire it in her mind, that gap between her fantasy self and her real self is exactly what psychology calls self-discrepancy. And self-discrepancy doesn't motivate growth. It keeps you loyal to the comfort of your fantasies.
Well put, well put. I don't even want to say much. The next clip now. This clip right here, this story time right here. This is the type of reality that women face, especially when they grow older, especially when they don't learn to actually be self-aware, to actually understand that your actions, whether you are 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, like every man, we know they're gonna catch up with you, right? So this is a hand who's in her 30s, right? Listen to her story real quick.
Is solely focused on the fact that men in their 30s, you guys are running away from women in the 30s. You guys are looking kuma 2K. And let me explain this, right? I'm a woman in my 30s, mid 30s, and I have spent some time single. Every time you meet a man, it's almost like upala exam. Because now we are 30 something, now I'm supposed to suffer. Because when you think I am worthless and there's something wrong with me, I am in my 30s. Do you understand that in 5 years from now, I will be 40? So what's the expectation? Is the expectation that we must all be baddies, all be single and childless and life, like it's just vibes? Some of us want to build families. And you may ask me, oh, why do you have a child out of wedlock? Oh, guys, we don't choose. We don't choose that we are going to.
Right there, you hear that? We don't choose. Right there. See, she went out, she had her fun, right? And all throughout her 20s, life was on her. She didn't want to settle for anyone. And this is the type of actions I usually speak of and say, you don't learn that anything that you do is gonna come back to bite you. This is a reality check that she's facing, guys. She went out, she did all of that. She went out, she had all the fun. Right now, she wants to settle down with someone. And I'm pretty sure even throughout the times that person was there, but that person, I'm pretty sure she was called being too serious, taking that to, she just wanted to cruise, she wanted to experience. And this is the type of information women feed each other, that in your youth, you go out, you have your fun, you do whatever, then when you are done, when you are tired, you find them and you settle down with. Well, men have realized that, nah, we are not being, because now you're trying to bring another man's child into my life and you say you wanna settle. Where's the father of the child? You see, those are the consequences of you doing your best, doing whatever you were doing. Now you're getting older. It's not that men are running. Men don't want to deal with that noise. Imagine you're expecting me. You say you didn't choose. No, you chose. You chose to have unprotected sex with a man that wasn't for you, that didn't take you serious. It's definitely your fault. And this is the lack of self-awareness that I'm talking about. The level of inability to say, this is my fault. I'm accountable for my actions. No. Acknowledgement zero, accountability zero, 100%.
I have children out of wedlock. We think we have the best partners, and then things happen, and then life gets real, and then people can't stand for the hot kitchen, and then they leave. But just because now I have a child, I'm no longer worth it. I'm no longer worthy. I'm used up. Like, and the problem with having a conversation with men is the fact that you will lose. As a woman having a conversation with men about current affairs, you're gonna lose, because you know what they say? I'm a man. This is supposed to go like, yes, you're a man, so I've already lost that conversation. Do you understand?
You hear that? The lack of self-awareness. Now she's saying she's lost because she's having a conversation with them. And my sister, this is a practical example of when reality hits. If you ask me, one thing I usually tell men, and I'm gonna say it over and over and over till the day I die, till the last drop on this channel. You see, as a man, bruh, you do not put yourself in a position where you take on someone else's child and take them as yours. I don't like, if you have that much love for her, you can do that, but knowing that you can actually start your family. And now men know, like, one thing about women, they want us to be as ignorant as ever, but like them, we know now that, okay, the world doesn't work like that anymore. Now we are exposed to this information. Even there are women who are coming out to say, I'd never respect a guy who decides to raise another man's child. So imagine you putting yourself in that sense, in that position, when you can find yourself someone you can start a family with. You did all you did, and it's just like, oh no, things happen. No, the signs were there. You were with a person that didn't care for you, that didn't expect to be with you, that just wanted to have fun because you were having fun, but things got serious and didn't go your way. Learn to be accountable. And stop blaming men for this. Y'all hype each other out. Y'all say, oh, go live your best life. Oh, girl, yes, queen, yes, queen. When that shit catches up with you, now all of a sudden it's a man's fault. Men have to be ignorant. It's good that a lot of men have standards these days, and this is what's happening with a lot of our society. Now women have realized, and they're trying to paint men as the monsters. Men are not the monsters. You should have preserved yourself. You all have been told many times to preserve yourself, cherish yourself until you find the right person, because you all wanna wild out, wanna be out in the streets, you all wanna experience. When reality hits, it hits, and it's not a man's fault. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave your comment on what you think about this topic. Until the next video, it's your broski toy banger. Ololo.